Hello everyone, this is Cyber Eric with another hardware gaming unboxing video. This is special. This is for the PlayStation VR2. This is actually a open box copy. You can kind of see there from Best Buy. They had them on like a clearance thing, so I'm gonna get one. I have a PlayStation 5 and I'm gonna try it. And actually, I'll make some videos in the future with this, but let's see what it comes with. Again, this is open box in good condition, right? But it comes with all the features that would come in for the PlayStation VR. So here is, first of all, let's start with that. And here, there's some cables here, but we'll check those out at the end. So let's go with the headset first. Here is the PlayStation VR2 headset. Comes in with what you see there, the wired controller. It is a wired device, unlike other newer VR headsets. Here's basically the giant head thing you're going to be putting in your head. Right, the VR unit. And again, I own a PlayStation VR1. I'll probably see if I can pull it out at the end of the video and show you. Basically, here's the adjuster, where basically it helps you adjust this fitting on your head. And obviously the goggles inside there where you get your VR image. All right, cool. Interesting stuff. Looks pretty good condition with a PSVR 2. Let's actually look at the controllers. I'm going to put that back there. So here are the two PlayStation VR controllers here. There you go, the X is Y, one side, the other side. See, I actually don't know which side is which, so I'm about to figure it out right now. And I think it's like this. You put your hands in them, hold out the triggers. Feels pretty nice compared to the the controllers for the PlayStation VR 1. And again, I'll pull those up in a second here. But yeah, nice controllers. Here's the controllers for the VR. Again, I'm going to put them back just to kind of put them back to where they came from. And real quick, here's what was in that little box at the band there. Basically an extra USB-C to regular USB controller. And the headphones for the PlayStation VR for the audio settings. So that's basically it for the PSVR 2. And I'll be moving on now to a little comparison against the PSVR 1. Alright, so with the power editing, this is the PSVR 2 unit. Let's move it aside for a quick second here. And let's bring in the PlayStation VR, the original OG unit. This is the casing that came. I don't even remember if it came with it, but I know I got this casing to hold it together. This is the PlayStation VR 1. Let's take a look at it just to kind of see the comparisons. So, as you can tell, it actually looks pretty similar. Let me move in the PSVR 2 unit here. So you can kind of see the comparison side to side. So this is the PSVR 2, PSVR 1. Pretty similar for both of them, as you can tell. The PSVR 1 is obviously a little bit bulkier up front. And obviously it has a lot more like cables, etc., etc. Here's the little headsets for the audio that would have been included with it. These are actually attached. Otherwise, here's the particular unit. Same attachment thing where you basically log in to adjust. And again, a bunch of wires, etc., etc. And for the PSVR 1, and real quick, just to show, here's the PlayStation camera that you needed for PSVR 1 to use alongside the motion controllers. This actually lit up back in the day. I might reconnect them just to see if they work. I need to charge them up. But yeah, they're still in pretty good condition. But again, just wanted to kind of show the comparison between the PSVR 1 and the PSVR 2 unit. Last but not least, I kind of wanted to show, this is the original PlayStation PSVR to PlayStation 5 adapter. I think it actually says it here. And content camera adapter, not for resale, etc., etc. That's the PlayStation controller that they gave it to users. And the PSVR unit, if you don't recall, had a bunch of these wires that were basically numbered so that you could actually track the instructions. Again, very complicated, but I kind of wanted to show it just to kind of get the idea of it. I won't show the setups because it takes too long. Either way. Alright, so quick headset. As you set up your PSVR 2 unit, for example, you're going to want to press this power button after you plug it into your unit. And basically you'll go over the different settings in terms of setup. Alright, so here's a quick just showcase of basically, here's how you basically put on the unit. You attach it to your face, obviously. You adjust the back, then you adjust the length of the front end based on the button that you have there at the top right. And then you obviously put on your joystick or Joy-Con controllers, whatever these are called, for the motion, for the VR headset, where you basically get the left and right one, and you're basically gonna adjust them. And there are straps for these. I took this off just to make it easier to kind of show, but that's basically how it would look when you put them on. So yeah, this is basically when after you put it on, you're gonna be looking at this screen. It's kind of like a black and white where it lets you basically set up your zone for what you're gonna be playing, and then you get to play some VR games. For example, here's a game called Beat Saber, very popular. Basically, you're holding kind of like light sticks or lightsabers, if you will, and you're basically running around hitting the notes. And it's actually a lot of fun, a very good fun game, very approachable. And this is basically how it looks when you are playing Beat Saber. I wanted to kind of show it off just to kind of so you guys can see kind of how it looks, but it plays actually pretty well. And there's all kinds of experiences. For example, here's Horizon Call of the Mountain, which is basically like a climbing combat Horizon game. This is actually a pretty good VR game, etc. etc. Here I am climbing some mountains, so you guys can see at the beginning of the game. And there's obviously some combat where you actually get to actually pull a bow and arrow and fight different enemies based on like the Horizon lore. Here's another game called Moss, where you're basically running around. It's like nice little platforming sections. And because it's VR, you're basically running around, controlling the mouse. And you can control different things. You can even zoom in with your own head, look around the map, etc. for puzzles, etc. And here's another look at some Beat Saber. Yep, that's mostly it in terms of what you're going to be seeing from PlayStation VR, in terms of the unit here. For this is just quick impressions from some of the games that I have tried. But with that, we are going to wrap up this video on the PlayStation VR2. Please like and subscribe. It is appreciated. And as always, have a good one, everyone.